Now, with these elections that are there, with Ruto being plagued, and none of us know exact dates or month of plague 9 and plague 10 finishing their business over Ruto. But they are certain, very certain, God's judgment. And they'll come to pass because so far they have not been stopped. And Ruto will not cede power to anybody. Even though he's plagued, he is setting his eyes on the elections. And between now and the elections, no one knows if you'll actually be able to cross over. No one knows for a surety. But still with the plague 9 and 10 devouring Ruto, if elections were called today, I want to tell Kenyans that Ruto is still unbeatable. Why? Because he has IEBC system under his lock and key. That even if the populace votes him out, Kenya's population votes out Ruto. And you see that one is actually what actually is in the offing. That Kenyans are tired with Ruto. And so they're like, we can elect even Sifuna instead of who? Instead of, to just root out Ruto. That's Ruto should not take that lightly. Because just like Uhuru and Ruto came to power, there were a rebellion or a hateful vote. The same can happen because people are tired. So, but Sifuna is not ready for presidency. And Sifuna has no meat to become president. Sifuna is not yet made for president, but he's a good activist. So, if elections are held now, majority of Kenyans will vote Ruto out. But the thing is, you'll never know the truth. Why? Your IEBC is a deadly monster, manipulatable. It cheated Odinga of his victory 5 times. Is it 5 or 4 times? 4 times. It cheated Raila of his victory. And so it's a system that even today, anybody that becomes president will want to use it. It is manipulatable. And so Kenyans, the unreformed IEBC is actually what will give Ruto presidency. Ruto will never relinquish power. That's why plague number 9 and 10 are the only plays that are sure. But you know what? If Ruto repents and make peace with God, Kenyans repent and make peace with God, God can show mercy to the Republic Kenya, and that's because you need to forgive Ruto. If that happens, God can actually repent and can prolong and maybe forward this plague. And Ruto can be healed because Hezekiah was sick to death. He was healed and was given 15 years. But Hezekiah sought God. Ruto has not sought. So that's why I tell us scenario number 1 is IEBC favors Ruto as long as plague number 9 is still eating and has not finished his business. Unless Kenyans, you are wise enough to do what? To reform IEBC commissioners, IEBC voting system, everything about IEBC. Plus, you may need to change its name. And that's why I won one Ethocon. Ethocon, actually your name sounds Thor. Otho is an office where this IEBC chairman, this is an office where former occupants died. So one is Samuel Kivuitu, Hassan survived, and the Chebukati kissed the ground. He died. With all the secrets that IEBC hey, all the things about IEBC playing a role in we Kenya being where we are today. And you can tell you that Chebukati is not God's favorite. And people who are not God's favorite actually go to hell because the things they did. So Ethicon also need to really think about having a pastor that should also counsel him about this IEBC seat. It's a very bad seat, and so you find that Kenya still apply for it, and it attracted the majority applicants. They want to be IEBC chairman and elections referees. So IEBC is actually offering Ruto a lifeline. That even if he's beaten in the polls, if the polls were held today, if he be beaten, the system will still favor him. And so Ruto will not cede power. Even if the system is actually ratified, Ruto is not one to cede power. And he has said them before lightly, whom will I give power to? Which one among us politicians? And so Kenya should actually also read when someone like Ruto talks like that. Who? And let's be very much concerned and about that one. So Ruto is not ready to cede power. And I will tell political class, organize yourself. Political class, seek God. And I think the way of peace will be the best. That there should be a reconciliation of these politicians. Ruto number one, with his arch enemy, Gachagua number two, and these other ones, Kalonzo in between. Kalonzo is not very bad, he's not very hateful. But just that I wonder why God has not anointed him. So these elements should actually be put down and be reconciled so that there is peace first. And that's why I tell us it's the best thing that Ruto should do right now is form a council or open doors for negotiation, because you're not so sure of your being in the office. And number two, Kenya's elections will not be accepted. Kenya's elections, even if they are today, will attract a lot of chaos and a lot of battles.